back to my channel. My name is Noelle, if you did not know. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the specifics that got me into nursing school, and then also talking about the specifics that did not get me into nursing school, because I applied to two different nursing schools, one of them being Georgia State University's nursing school, and that is the one I did not get into. But even though these specifics didn't get me into Georgia State's nursing school, these specifics also got me into another great nursing school in Georgia. So I'm just excited to share that and just provide some hope, because I know applying for nursing school or just like any secondary school really can just be super nerve-wracking and scary, and you never really know what they're looking for or what the board wants, and it varies from semester to semester. So I'm just giving you guys a little hope, you know. Every nursing school is extremely different with the way that they accept students and the way their applications work. For Georgia State specifically, I know you have to send in your grades, of course. You have to have 2 recommendation letters. You have to send in a maximum of 100 volunteer hours. You need to send in your T score, and I know some schools require a HESI, but Georgia State requires a TEAS. You also have to send in an essay on a healthcare problem in the country. And then there's like a couple short answer questions on the actual application itself. Georgia State does not require an interview. I know some schools require you to have an interview process. Georgia State is not one of those. And also the other nursing school I applied to, their application was pretty much the same, except I had to send in a video explaining why I want to be a nurse. So that was the only differences. Nursing schools are also different with what they look at for accepting students, or whether they have minimums or like averages or whatever. So for Georgia State, they don't really have a minimum. Okay, on their website, they say you have to have a minimum of a 3.3 science GPA. But just because you have a 3.3 science GPA does not guarantee that you'll get in. And just because you don't have one doesn't mean you won't get in either, because I've seen that on both sides. And then they also say that their average T score of accepted students is an 80. That's the only like minimums and averages they give out. Georgia State also doesn't require you. I know certain nursing schools require you to take chemistry or biology, or like Emory requires you to take biology and chemistry, but Georgia State allows you to take either or. So I took biology during my freshman year. And in the other nursing school I applied to, they didn't have any averages, except they just said you had to have a minimum of a 2.8 GPA, which means you'll have a 2.8 GPA. That doesn't mean you get in, but if you GPA, but that was like for sure, like if you had lower than 2.8 GPA, they weren't even going to look at your application. But if you had a 2.0 GPA or higher, that does not mean you get in as well. And then they also had a minimum T score. I have to check what it was again. I want to say a 75. Yeah, so I just checked. So it was a minimum score of a 75 required, but also if just because you got a 75 or higher on the T's does not mean you get in. But if you had lower than a 75, it looks like you can't even apply to them, I guess. And then, yeah, everything else they had was pretty much similar to Georgia State, except for the video I had to send talking about why I wanted to be a nurse. So now I'm going to get into the stats, because I know that's what y'all came here for. Like, you just want to hear what I got, what I didn't get, blah, blah, blah. So my, checking because there's a lot of information. My GPA when I applied, where did those notes go? Okay, so my GPA when I applied to nursing school was a 3.62, exactly 3.62. If you're curious to know what my science GPA was, I don't know that off the top of my head. I know the way that Georgia State calculated it was a little bit different than like a normal way to calculate it. So yeah, it was around a 3.0 or 2.9 or something like that. It was lower, because I got a B in both of my biology courses when I was a freshman. My human anatomy course, I took human anatomy 1 before applying, and I got a C. And then I had microbiology, and I got an A. And then the lab that was separate from microbiology, I got a B. So I'm just saying this to say that when I first got my C in anatomy, I was super stressed out, and I was like, there's no way I'm getting into nursing school anywhere, because how do you get into nursing school with a C in a science course? But I'm here to provide hope that if you do get a C or something in a science course, do not lose faith, because I got into a nursing school. Okay, so yeah, my overall GPA when I applied to nursing school was a 3.62. My T score, if you're someone who's applying to a nursing school, that requires the HESI. I'm sorry, I never took the HESI, so I don't have anything to really say about that. If anyone down below or something wants to tell me that, would like me to make a video in depth of how I study for the T's, the book I use for the T's, all that, I will gladly do that because I know other people's videos helped me. So yeah, on my T's, I got an 80, which I was very happy with that score. I really think that score boosted the fact that I got a C in anatomy, the fact that my GPA wasn't extremely high. Because I feel like nursing majors, a lot of the ones I've met had GPAs between like 3.5 to 3.8. So there was nothing, I didn't think there was anything super special about my 3.6. I was happy that I had my 3.6, but I didn't think it was anything spectacular. So I really think the 80 on the T's helped. If you want like a breakdown of my scores on the T's, on the reading portion, I got an 80. On the grammar portion, I got a 79. On the science portion, I got a 66. And on the math portion, I got a 93. And as you know, the science portion is counted twice as much as the regular portion of the T's. And the science portion obviously is the hardest part, especially since I took that science portion without also taking human anatomy 2. Maybe at the end of human anatomy 2, I would have been better on the science portion. I don't really know, but I was happy with my score. When I saw that 80, I pretty much cried. I cried. Then my essay for nursing school, so I had to write, for Georgia State's nursing school, I had to write about a health problem in the United States. And then for my other essay for nursing school, I just had to write about wanting to be a nurse or something like that. I don't even remember. But my essay for Georgia State, I decided to write it on the maternal mortality rates of pregnant women, of Black pregnant women. I talked a little bit about other minorities, but the specific focus was on Black pregnant women. So I liked my essay a lot. I thought it was strong. I thought it was different because I know a lot of people were going to write their essays on obesity. I heard that a couple times, and you know, just common stuff like that. So I felt like my topic was really unique. Georgia State didn't care though. They didn't care. But I liked my essay. And then you also have to have 2 recommendation letters. So I got a recommendation letter from my microbiology teacher, the class I got an A in. Makes sense. I highly recommend you get a recommendation letter from a science teacher because it is a science degree. So, and then I also got a recommendation from my manager at my campus job. Yeah, I figured she would know what to say. She's in pharmacy school. I know that's not nursing school, but she's in pharmacy school, so she knows what to say to people to get And she also saw me doing work all the time and studying for anatomy and doing T's practice and blah, blah. Like, she always saw me doing that, so I figured she was a good person to throw in there for me to get in, right? For my volunteer hours, I had 52 no, that is wrong. I had 62 volunteer hours. Most of them came from the school I was working at in Atlanta. No, the school I was volunteering at in Atlanta. And then I also had a couple little small things I did around Georgia State's campus. And yeah, and then also like I said, for the other application, I had the video talking about why I wanted to be a nurse. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. So now I'm going to give you guys a timeline of my acceptances and rejections. Okay, so I sent in my application for Georgia State on February 14th on Valentine's Day in the evening. I sent it through, you know, like online stuff. And then on April 11th, I got a letter in the mail, a thin, evil piece of letter that said, sorry, you were not accepted, you were rejected, you suck. Not really, but it would say I was rejected. And if you didn't know, also Georgia State has 2 separate nursing programs, the traditional track, which is 3 years, and the accelerated track, which is 1.5 years. I applied to both of them and I did not get into either one of them. I was devastated, can't even lie. I was sad, I cried, you know. I was disappointed. But a week later, exactly a week, on April 18th, I got an email saying that I was accepted into another nursing program. This school has an accelerated program as well, but it's for people who already have a degree, and I don't know how fast that one is, and I wouldn't even want to know. So I got accepted into the regular traditional bachelor program, which is 2 years long, And yeah, I'm super excited. The nursing experience was one I will never forget. The nursing journey experience. I'm super excited to make more videos about nursing school though, and just like really getting in there when I actually start school and start learning stuff. Like I'm super excited. And I'm going to share it with the world. Like y'all are gonna be so tired of me because that's all I'm gonna be talking about. But yeah, applying to nursing school was stressful, extremely stressful. Wouldn't wish those emotions on my worst enemy. Uh, but it was a great one, and it was a great learning experience. And yeah, I've learned a lot. So if you have any questions below about nursing school or tips, or if you would like me to make a video about my T's experience, let me know in the comments. Tell me if you want any specific questions about Georgia State's nursing school. I got you. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and comment. Let me know what you thought of the video, okay? And don't forget to subscribe to me, please. I'm so close to 100 subscribers. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying making all these videos and just talking about my life with you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.